Hello, guys, grade 11 students, how are you? Today I'm gonna be with you to talk about past perfect. This is my third lesson with you, my third video. I'm gonna talk about past perfect. When do we use past perfect? And the form of past perfect, negative, question, and positive. Guys, past perfect is a tense we use to show that an action happened before something else in the past. To show that an action happened before something else in the past. What do I mean by this? Look at this. I have past, right? Here is present, this one is future. Okay, guys. As usual, I have two actions, two events. The first event is here and the second one is here. Which one happened first? Sure, the first event. I'm gonna use past perfect for the first action, and for the second action I'm gonna use past simple. Past simple. Don't forget. It means how can we know which happened first and which happened second? By using the tense, by looking at the tense. Okay, examples. She stayed up all night because she had received bad news. Look at if you ordered, sure, we know that she couldn't sleep because of the bad news. It means first she had received bad news, then she couldn't sleep. Which one happened first? She had received bad news. I'm gonna use past perfect. Past had received. Adam had met Ryan before you introduced. Before. Past perfect. You had studied Italian before you moved to Roma. Guys, the past perfect, the second use of past perfect, we use to show that an action happened before a specific time in the past. Before a specific time in the past. For example, she had established her company before 2008. Can you see? Before 2008, specific time. She had established. The second one, he had never played football until last week, specific time. They had gotten engaged before last year. I had fallen asleep before 8 o'clock. Okay, let's go to the past perfect form. Guys, for the past perfect form, I have subject, then the auxiliary, after that past participle. What's subject? Subject, it means a person who does the action or people who do the action. We can have pronouns such as I, we, you, they, he, and she, it, or any name or names, plus auxiliary verb, which is had, helping verb, plus past participle. For the past participle, I have two types of verb. The first one is regular verb. Regular. What I mean by regular verb? I mean I'm just gonna add ed. Simply ed, or the rules. It means we can change them by rules. I think you all know that. How can we add it? Sometimes just ed, sometimes d, ied, changing y to I, you know. And irregular verb, which is a list that you have memorized. For example, I have sung, read, read. What about go? Been or gone? Been or gone? Okay, guys, let's see some examples. Tony knew Istanbul so well because he had visited the city several times. What's he? Subject. Had auxiliary. Visited. Past perfect. By the time Alex finished his studies, he had been in London. He had been. He subject had then past participle of go. She had met him before the party. She subject had auxiliary met past participle. The plane had left. Had the plane had left. I had written. Kate had wanted. There are many examples. You can read it and you can look at the form of it. Guys, what about the negative form? The negative form, very easy, very simple. Just insert add not between auxiliary, which is had, and past participle. Not between had and past participle. For example, she hadn't met him before the party. The plane hadn't left by the time I got the airport. I had not written the email before. Kate had not wanted to see the movie. Can you see the notes? It is just between had and past participle. Had and past participle. Just note that in negative sentence we may contract the auxiliary verb and not. What I mean, it means instead of write had not, we can say hadn't finished. Hadn't. I hadn't, they hadn't, she hadn't, they hadn't, okay? Hadn't. I hadn't finished my meal. Adam hadn't had a day off for a month. 4 months. Okay, guys. What about the question form? For the question sentence, we exchange the subject and the auxiliary verb. I mean, the subject and had. Had plus subject plus past participle. And don't forget question mark. Another important thing, don't forget we have to write H as a capital letter. Had she met him before? Had she met him before the party? Question mark. Had the plane left by the time I got to the airport? Had I written the email before? Kate wanted to see the movie because she didn't have money for the ticket. Had she wanted to see the movie? Okay, guys. I think it's very easy and very simple. Let's do some practice. Make the positive or negative past perfect. When I arrived at the cinema, the film. When I arrived at the cinema, the second action, the film. How can we do the past? The film, we have to use had, then past participle. Had started. 2. She in China before she wanted to. She had lived. After the shellfish, they begin to feel sick. After they had eaten. If you had listened to me, you would have got the job. Julia didn't arrive after I had left. The grass was yellow because it hadn't rained all the summer. The lights went off. Why? Because we hadn't paid. Guys, thanks for listening. Bye.